Thank you for joining, everyone. We really appreciate you taking the time. Today, we're going to be talking about the CAM-ICB, the changes in the continuing education approval process. Today we have Janae with CAM-ICB. She is the project and volunteer manager. I'm about to turn it over to her to go through this. If you have any questions as she's going along, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll address those as we go. And then if we don't get a chance, we'll have some time at the end that we can address all of your questions as well. All right, Janae, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Perfect. Well, thank you all for joining. It's fun to see all your faces. I see a lot of your names. And if I didn't meet you at the CED conference, this is great. So we have updated our program. Previously, you have been submitting each course in detail with your overview, your description, your objectives, and then your presentations. So we're moving from those individual course approvals to be course provider approvals. So in that case, rather than submitting each one in detail, we're going to have you do about a 20 to 30 minute course. It's going to be a review for most of you, but we just need you to do it so that we can track it and have an acknowledgement form. So it should save you time in the long run. It's just going to be a little bit boring on the front end. But click on through and I'm not worried about any of you. You guys know the program, you understand the deal. We just need it for our tracking purposes. So I have updated it on our website. Let me click share. If you had our previous um, page linked, I have updated the link. So you can find the URL. So you can find it under recertification, becoming an approved course provider. It's right there. So this is the overview. All of you know most of this, but you'll use this link to redeem the voucher for the course. So you just click here. It will open you to this page. And the course code is here. It is case and spacing sensitive, so just make sure that you are using this as is with no spaces, and that will log you in. Let's practice to this page. You'll enter your full name, email, and password. You could maybe try, it should be already linked to your CAI credentials since we share programs. But if you don't want to try that, you can just enter this and it will link you and it'll take you to the course itself right here. Um, I don't know if you guys want me to go through that. So it'll take you through 4 modules. What is the CMCA itself? Why do we do the continuing education program? What are our requirements? And then it will also take you through just a quick lesson and overview of how to submit your courses in the future. So once you do this, we'll have you submit your CAI chapter profile and how you choose your presenters, and then an acknowledgement form that you've taken the course and will abide by our regulations. And once we do that, I'll go through those. Right now, we have a lot on the front end. Your training is the same as business partners. So we have a large influx of people. So give us about 30 days. I anticipate doing a lot of it this week, but you could see up to 30 days before you're fully approved. And then once you're fully approved, I can stop sharing. Um, Once you're fully approved, you'll just be able to submit your course title and a description each time you have a course. And I'll just do a brief overview. There's no need to have a presentation, no need to list every presenter in detail unless you'd like to. Um, Pretty easy, just a general, name of the program, a very brief description, location, if there's a cost associated. But I also have a template available for you if you need that as well. So hopefully it'll save you guys time in the long run. I know it was a tedious process before, but I have high hopes that this will help speed things up for you.
Are there
Let's
any
see.
questions so far for Janae? I also dropped the voucher code for the training in the chat. So you have that. You saw that she entered that when she was going through.
I have a quick question. Is this per chapter, or if I have different people submitting, do we each need to do it, or is just one per chapter?
Whoever it took the training, I would prefer to post it since if you take the training, we move your permissions from being like an attendee of our course to becoming a course provider. So we change your permissions so you're allowed to post. Um, so it's much easier if just one person is assigned for posting those and getting them approved for viewing, rather than each doing them individually.
Can we have like, so I don't mean to like, so my person is on maternity leave right now and I have to
Okay.
submit something. So I'll do the training, but then when she comes back, she will not have
Mhm.
done the training. Should I have her do it when she comes back?
Yes. Yep. So then we can link
Okay.
her as an approved provider as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Any
I
other?
also, yeah, I'm going to paste this link. Um, Once you've taken the course, this link will give you, it's a reference guide so you can see how to post it. It's a play-by-play with screenshots. It includes your template for the um, course descriptions in there. So if you just want to copy and paste and fill it in as is, that's might be a little bit easier for you.
And Janae, in the email that we sent to the chapters, we also
Mhm.
firmed up the requirements if they're offering a board leader development course or
Mhm.
podcasts as well. Can you talk a little bit about that too, of what the requirements are for
Yeah.
those?
Yep. So if you're hosting your own board development, I would still like you to put it in this just so that we have record of it in case a CMCA does take it. It also will help you with marketing because all of these courses will be visible to CMCAs. Um, so we'll do that. For podcast, it's a little more complex. Same process for submitting, but it will take a little more effort on your end of how to track attendance. Um, it is really beneficial for a lot of our CMCAs, especially those in rural areas. I had one lady in, I think, was it Montana? She's like, I live an hour or two from our chapter. It's very hard to get continuing ed. So if you offer vodcasts or podcasts, that is okay. But you do have to figure out a way to track attendance and to prove it. So what I would suggest is either throughout the podcast have some sort of code that they have to track as they listen and they send it to you. You could have a survey at the end where they answer 5 questions about what they learned. But you will have to review that and track it and still provide them with a course certificate. So I've suggested, yeah, if you do the survey, they can send you their survey, their answers. You respond with their certificate to prove their attendance. But you also have one more step, and you still have to submit that attendance every 45 days. So I would suggest if you are doing this each month on the first of the month, send a list of the participants or the attendees from the previous month and just keep it on a recurring calendar. Any day of the month works, but keeping it routine is helpful.
Janae, there's a question in the chat that
Mhm.
someone has two January seminars coming up
Mhm.
and a board leadership course that are
Okay.
not approved
Mhm.
yet. How should they handle that?
Let's see, Christina, I will make sure that this week I get any of you CEDs approved. If you don't hear from me, you're fine. I trust that you guys know the program requirements. So don't stress out about it. We'll get it moving forward. But I'll do my best to get you guys approved this week.
And Janae, what about in the gap where the system was down when
Mhm.
you were doing the switch over?
Mhm.
What should they do about courses that they may have held in that time frame?
Same thing, just post it in there. If it's been held, I just won't make it visible, but we will keep it in there as being a program that we can track on our end for auditing purposes later. But yeah, that was on us. So whatever you did, just put it in there and we'll accept it.
Great, thank you. What other questions do you have for Janae?
And I just want to make a clarification about the board leader certificate or development course. We had several chapters that allow managers to attend that course to get a better understanding of how the board leaders work and what they're doing in that function. We have some chapters that don't allow for managers to attend those courses and they keep them closed to the homeowners, and that is perfectly fine as well. Do what best fits for your chapter. If you are one that allows managers to take that course, it's a one-time education that they can receive that. So a manager cannot take the board leader development course every single year and get education towards their credential for that. So it's a one-time only if your chapter allows that. And just a reminder, if you have it closed and it's only board leaders that are taking this course, you do not need to put that into this program for tracking and things like that. So that's only if you are allowing managers to get that and you'd like them to be able to get credit for that course.
Great confirmation. Thank you, Kelly. How many
Um,
credits does the manager get for the board leader course?
So it's really how long your course is. I know some
Mhm.
people do, hour-long segments throughout the year. So it would be whatever they attended as a part of that course for you.
so just I tried to log in to the training and it's not
Mhm.
taking my CAMICB login, and it also then I try to do a reset password and it's not
Okay.
sending me the reset password. So I don't know if anyone else is having that trouble, but
So if it's your first time, I would use the link with the /voucher and create the code at first. Oops.
I clicked the links that were in the chat here
Okay.
and I put that voucher code in, and then it wants me to log in. And I put my email address in and my CAMICB password, and it wouldn't take that. So I did forgot password, but then maybe it's caught up like in a spam or something, but it's not sending me
Okay. It could, if not,
a forgot
you can
password.
just create a new account and it'll link them.
Okay.
So that's just fine.
Okay.
As long as your email is the same for both, yeah, it'll work.
Okay. Thank you.
And then Mike Shaw asked in the chat, is there a minimum link for podcast episodes in order to provide credit?
Good question. Minimum is 1 hour and then increments of zero point 0.5. So over an hour podcast might be long, but you're welcome to do as long as you need. Same for videos or whatever all of education standards. So if you're doing monthly luncheons, that would include a Q&A. So that's totally fine. But we can't do Q&As on podcasts.
There's also a question in the chat. Can you show us a demo of the new application webpage for us when we apply for the CE course approval? So I'm guessing you're asking this is
Mhm.
after you have taken the course and are approved and you're going in to apply to put your course in.
Okay, yes, let me pull that up.
And Janae, while you're pulling that up, there's also a question about during webinars having cameras on or off. Just to verify from KMICB's standpoint, there is not a requirement for that.
So there's not a requirement. I would suggest if that's a problem, having some sort of question throughout, like, hey, what's your thought on this thing? And everyone answers and maybe providing credit that way. So some sort of interaction, whether it's on camera or in the chat, as long as they can prove that they were in attendance and interacting. I think that's the biggest issue we face with anything that's not in person is the interaction. So yeah, if it's not camera, you can be creative on whatever works for you, but I think sometimes those chat interactions are helpful.
I would also recommend checking with your state. I know there's some states that require that for virtual education. So also just making sure any restrictions or requirements within your state has that as well. As Chris mentioned, yes, Nevada is one of those states. Lucky you. Um, but before you make any changes, just make sure that you are checking into any of your state laws as well.
Perfect. All right, so once your permissions are changed, when you log in, you'll be brought to this page. It's our events page. And here are some, you will see the list of every single person that submitted something, but you will not have the power to edit anybody's. So you can just see what is visual to on the other side. Um, it does make it a little difficult. You cannot edit your own either. This just had to be an all or none so we could make sure that we weren't messing with anybody else's. So once you're brought to this page, you'll click Create Course Event. And let's just get a title in here. So you create your name. I have that description template that you could use here. So making sure that you have your title, number of credit hours, cost. Event Slug will auto-populate with your description. So no need to create your own. If you have a very general one like insurance, it might be taken, so you might have to mess with it a little bit, but it should auto-populate something. Click Next. Here is the biggest thing. You will need to include some sort of URL. It does not have to be video, but I would suggest taking just your chapter's website, and it does have to start with HTTP. And if it were me, I would just link camicb.org. So again, it does not have to be a video, but it does have to be some sort of website. Date and time, if it's continuous, I would just suggest putting it for 2 years of approval. We'll move that to 2027. And then you do need a contact info. If you do have a specific date, you can do this. This is, since we're doing business partners who do a lot of lunch and learns in this, it is easier for them to put that full year. With you, I would suggest even keeping this as a full year as well. Let's see. So that's all you have to do on that page. And this page is where it's grayed out, so you can't make any edits. Only I can do this, and I'll turn this on. Once I review yours, if it's you'll be automatically approved basically, unless there's something glaring like how to write tenant leases that's not community association specific. But once you do that, all you have to do is click create. You'll see this green button has popped up, and then that means that you have a submitted course. Right now we don't have an auto email set up, but if you would like to check that it was submitted just for your verification, you can go back to events and you'll see it on the top one. But that's all that is for posting.
Janae, there's a question in the chat that says, can I
Mhm.
enter the URL of the event or class even if the link has not yet been posted?
Yeah, if the link's not live, you should be able to. Um, I have not practiced that, so I'm not sure. But as long as it starts with HTTP, it should be okay.
And you're saying that they could just link to their website in general, or does it need to be to
Yep.
that event page? Okay.
Yep. So if I were, I don't know if Chelsea's on here, but if I were Chelsea, I would just link the CAI SoCo website.
So Beth has a great
And that'll
question in the
work.
chat as well. If we post a webinar event and it's approved and we offer it again the next year, but with different presenters, does the original approval stand?
Yes. So again, we are not approving individual courses. So instead of entering exactly who is presenting, I just ask on the training side that you upload a company profile and instructor profiles. So if your chapter has a way to select presenters, what are those things we look for? Are they CAI members? Are they subject matter experts? Whatever you do to select your presenters, that's all in your application process. And from there on out, as long as you're following your policies, we're okay with whoever presents.
Great. And a couple other really good questions in the chat. So this person said that their on-demand webinars were already approved through
Mhm.
CAMICB. Did they need to reapply, or is the previous approval still active?
So the previous approval is still active. If you would like it to be broadcast for CMCAs to look for new courses, I would suggest uploading it. So it's not required because we do have it tracked. So anything previously approved is being tracked on our end. But if you'd like people to be able to view it and see it on public facing, you'll have to put that in this system since open water's been closed.
Thanks. And this will be a Florida specific question. So if you're in Florida, this will pertain to you. So Florida has to get all of their courses approved through the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation for
Mhm.
credits for manager licensing. If the business partner is technically the one that got that approval through the state, they're just offering it through the chapter. Can they add that here? Can the chapters add that here, or are these only courses that the chapter owns?
Mhm. It Whoever's going to provide the certificate of completion should be the one that uploads it. So if your chapter is providing that certificate, I'd like you to upload it. That way, if they're audited, we would match the certificate name of the company with what they um, posted. But if you are having CertaPro present, they come in and they provide each individual certificate, then that's okay as well, just as long as they match.
Great, thanks. And then Chris, I see your hand. Quick clarification. Cheryl said, so you said we're not approving individual courses, but they do still need to submit the course names, correct? Just not the individual speakers and presentations.
Correct. Yep. So they're not being approved, they're just being posted. And then I will be just reviewing them, not so much on CED's side, but a lot of our painters or different business partners that might not have something that's applicable to community association management. I'll just do a quick overview on the course itself to be posted.
Great, thanks. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question about the business partners. My business partners won't do it. I have always done it. I've submitted all the CE classes, whether the chapter owns it or whether they own it.
Mhm.
It's going to be a cluster. I can't see them doing it. Is it a problem if I continue to do it for them?
No, go for it. Yep, if you do it, just under your chapter name and just make sure that certificate matches that, or maybe that you're in partnership with,
Okay.
your chapter with them. But we just want that your chapter's name is on it if you post it.
Because normally, because we're state approved, I have an official certificate from the state.
Okay. And then you provide that to the
That's what the
individuals.
attendee gets. Yeah, they get the
Okay.
state certificate.
Okay. Yep, as long is your name's on both of them?
No, not necessarily, unless it's my
Okay.
class. If it's a chapter class, yes. But if
Okay.
it's ABC law firm, it'll just say the sponsor is ABC law firm.
Okay. ABC Law Firm.
I mean,
Um,
I could maybe do the CAMICB certificate.
mhm.
Are we going to still get that when we get an approved class, that template?
Yep, so that's all available in the training still. So,
So
however
I
they,
could add the chapter logo or something on that.
okay.
Would
Yep,
that
or you could say, ABC Law Firm presented with your chapter name, and just combine the two that way since that one's a little different.
Yeah, it's a PDF, and all we do is pop in names, dates, and signature. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. I'll do the CAMICB one, and they'll get both, and at least
Yeah, yeah.
there
And
are
well, and
logos
if
on that.
yeah. And if you want to email me separately and we just verify on the front end before the first one, we can just make sure that
Okay.
I'm in the know and then our recertification person is also in the know and we'll just make sure that we
Okay. Thank
have
you.
that ready.
Thank you.
Great questions. Anyone else? I did post in the chat. CAMICB has asked to use this continuing education at camicb.org email address. If you have any questions, that goes to multiple people. That way they can track the frequently asked questions as well. All right, everyone. Well, thank you, Janae, for joining us.
Thank you.
I do think that this makes the process a lot easier. I hope that you all feel that way as well. So if you need to go back and watch this video, we will share the recording in the weekly email, or if you need to share it with staff as well. And someone to ask if there's an email to reach out to Janae to approve our application this week. So we'll make sure, Janae, do you want them to contact the continuing education or do you want them to
Yeah, you
get with
can.
you?
Is this Ashley? Are you from Connecticut? Is that right? Okay, yeah. I have you on my list, so
Wonderful. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you again for joining. We hope that you have a great afternoon and let us know if you need anything. Bye,
thanks
everyone.
everyone.